Well, we got our intro played for us anyway this morning. We are actually live this morning here with the Biggie Outdoor Radio Show. And what a beautiful day out there if you're a duck or if you really like the rain. And again, we talk about all things here, including playing in the mud. And on my way in this morning, I was actually listening to the show that was on before us, and it was interesting listening to. They're still talking about Cecil the lion there. Cecil's bringing up a lot of topics, and a lot of folks calling in and weighing in on that. I even had some hunters that came in and wanted to tell us, wanted to talk about the fact that trophy hunting is. They wanted to try to turn it into something where folks had to tranquilize the animals now, and thinking that was going to be a good deal. So that is just not going to work, I don't think. We can switch mics here in a second if you want. I can jump to that one. So anyway, last weekend we had to play a tape show. Obviously, we had a little bit going on. And I actually have kind of a new co-host with me here today, Tim. He's kind of the same co-host, but kind of a new co-host. You know, how do you say that? I mean, he's really a new man, isn't he?
That's debatable.
Yeah, he's kind of a new man, but I don't know. You know, he's the same old guy, but yeah, he's Brandon he's married now. You know. Kind of, you're not the same guy anymore, Brandon.
Well, I'll never be the same now. I'll never be the same. Nope.
No, life is, as you know it, has definitely changed for you.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
Yes, it has.
So all of the things that you used to be able to enjoy doing, now you have to ask for permission.
Well, I used to enjoy showing up on time for our show, but as you can see,
hey, you got here pretty good. You must have been rolling down the road.
Yeah.
Mine, go sit over there. Yeah, you had. Did you have to speed to get here?
Of course.
Not.
Don't say that on the air. I think we do have some law enforcement guys that might be listening.
Well,
we don't want to give them our phone number.
No, probably not. Not yet. Not yet.
I have not seen, but isn't the truck wrapped?
Oh yeah, it's wrapped. Auto trim and design, or auto trim and sign out of Wausau here. They did a really nice job of wrapping it. So, Brandon's truck, my truck's wrapped. His truck is not yet. No,
mine is not yet. No,
his is still covert. So he can get away with that.
No, I did. I made her here on time, and a little bit on time. I made it about a minute late.
Yeah, you actually walked in. You surprised me when you came around the corner. I thought you were the janitor.
Well, all right then. I actually got home at about 3 o'clock this morning from work, and got me a couple hours of sleep, and got up to be in here for the radio show.
3 o'clock?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What'd you come home early for?
On Saturdays, we don't work as late.
Oh, that's right. I thought you got off at 7. So, all right. Well, anyhow, Brandon, what I was getting at is the show before us. There was some fellows that were calling in about old Cecil there, and the guy said he was a hunter and he was, an advocate of trophy hunting and everything, and he was passing around some information, trying to come up with different ways to still trophy hunt and be acceptable by all the anti-hunters and the airlines. And I'm thinking to myself, geez almighty,
that's a tall order.
First of all, we're never going to be accepted by them no matter what we do. And I really don't care what the airlines think, because I figure sooner or later what's going to happen is some pro hunter organization is going to start their own airline.
I was just going to say that we need some kind of a pro hunter airline, or or redneck airline. In fact,
that'd be a good name for it.
Hey, we should start an airline.
Redneck air? No.
Well, why not?
The way we drive, we definitely don't want to be the ones in charge of that one.
Or
but-
we should at least get our pilot's license.
Again, no. I don't know that anybody even want to teach us to fly because sooner or later we have to take the stick and they have to ride.
Well, yeah.
And then they're going to hear the famous words, "Watch this." Yay, yay. So,
Hold my beer and watch me do a loop in this thing.
Yeah.
All right.
you don't have earphones, do you? You can't even hear what we're saying.
No, I can't.
Oh, there you go. So anyway, they his goal was he wanted to try to come up with some pro way of doing things, and I'm thinking that'll never work. And I thought, if you're a hunter, how can you even say such silly things that first of all, he shouldn't be ashamed of trophy hunting. Second of all, you can't tranquilize an animal and still accomplish what needs to be accomplished, because then now, the older ones are not going to be killed off, where they need to be, and you can't feed people with tranquilized animals over there.
No. And there needs to be some sort of a herd control plan.
Yeah, and he's saying, well, if you're going over there and you're trophy hunting, that's the ultimate goal of the trophy hunter, is to go over there. It's not to feed the people. That's a secondary goal, and, that's a bad thing. They need to get that out of there. We need to try to, get rid of that mindset or whatever. And I'm thinking, what in the world is this guy talking about? All hunters, they hunt because hunting's in their blood. I mean, go back. I keep going back and saying, trace every single person's heritage back. First of all, I'm a Native American. You're a Native American.
Yeah.
Because we were born here in America. And I don't mean that in an offensive way, but we were born here. So, that's the way it is. And if you want to start going back and saying, oh, this is part of somebody's culture, this is not part of your culture, that is baloney. Because trace it back. Trace every person. I don't care if you're white, German, Polish, what nationality you are. Every single one of us came from caves and lived in tents.
And somewhere along the line, we had to hunt to eat.
That's right. We all chuck spears and use slingshots and track down animals, and we lived by hunting. That's it's in our blood.
Yeah.
And trace it back far enough, there were two types of people: hunters and gatherers. And I got news for you out there, gatherers. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the hunters.
That's right. That is right.
So, because even back in the caveman days, the gatherers were the funny ones, I think.
Looking.
Yeah, I went there.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, I think now that we're equipped, we had to kind of set up on the fly here because I showed up fashionably
That's all right.
late.
That's all right. We're set.
We're good to go now, though. Good to go. Thank
I
God
could
you guys
hear
left
you.
the door open. Yeah.
You never know what'll walk in when you leave the door
Yeah.
open.
Did you hear me? I was blasting the polka as we pulled up.
That's a different station. We can't talk about that.
Well, I know. But it's Sunday morning.
Do you like polka, Tim? He's thinking about it.
Under the appropriate circumstances, I can handle it in small doses.
Well, I can tell you there was plenty of polka going on at Brandon's wedding out there. So.
And I don't know how to polka very
No,
well.
my wife is a polka
Aficionado?
fanatic, whatever aficionado means. I don't know.
Similar.
You got to remember we were rednecks.
We
here.
cannot use that big of words in here.
Especially this time of the morning. Wait till the next hour, then you can start whipping out that kind of stuff. You're starting to show me an educated side of you that just doesn't show up with them shorts and that T-shirt you're wearing.
Hey, I've been up a little longer than you guys have, so.
Well, yeah, the wedding was really nice. Brandon got himself a good gal. She's actually a hunter in training, a huntress in training.
Yeah. Yeah.
She actually had a bow when she met you.
She did. Yep.
That's how she met him. Because she told me she had a bow. And I said, oh, really? You should meet my son.
Now you just got to get her a Bowie knife.
I've seen her temper. I don't think we want to get her a Bowie knife just yet.
Hey, she's listening right now, so we got to be careful.
I
don't want to go home to somebody who's angry. And
she gets a little bit spicy once in a while. And you should have seen her around the wedding. I'm telling you, stress does not do well with that little chick.
You don't mess with the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she handled it better than I did.
Yeah. She did well. She took things very seriously.
She did do well. I mean, she got me.
I don't know if that's well.
Oh, well.
She's good at settling.
He
Thanks for the support,
She just,
Dad.
yeah, I was gonna say.
I think what it was is she just figured, hey, I want to get married and say, I'll just take this guy. He doesn't look like he's going anywhere for a while. Snickers commercial.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh
Mm-hmm.
boy!
So Brandon, how's it feel to be married?
Well, the way I've been answering that question lately is I walk a little bit with a lean to my left, and I think I'm still getting used to the weight on my left side.
Oh, the ring.
Yeah.
I see you playing with it a lot there.
Well, it's a little bit loose, but I have to take it off for work every night, so.
Okay. Well, you look happy, but that wears off, don't worry.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We even had some of our sponsors actually showed up at your wedding.
Well, yeah.
Let's take a break. We'll come back and talk about something a little more serious when we get back.
Welcome to the Battle of the Masters of Meat. Today's contest will see two challengers vying for the title of Best Meat Market in Central Wisconsin.
And now for the main event. In the south corner, from Highway 10 East and Stevens Point, just behind Culver's and Buffalo Wild Wings, we have the challenger, Dave the Bratmeister Duskowski. And in the north corner, from 4516 Rib Mountain Drive in Rib Mountain, we have our other challenger, Craig the Steakmeister Wolf.
Let's go now to center ring, where our referee for today's Battle of the Masters of Meat will give the final instructions to the challengers. Our referee today is the Grill Sergeant.
Now, I want you to remember that you're both champions. Bratmeister, you got the freshest, juiciest, and tastiest brats available anywhere. And you, Steakmeister, have the finest cold-aged ribeye, porterhouse, and sirloin steaks this side of creation. Heck, there's no contest here. You're both winners.
Ski's Meat Market at Stevens Point and Rib Mountain open 10 to 6 Monday to Friday, 9 to 6 Saturday, and 10 to 4 Sunday. Our quality is always worth the stop.
Check out Adrenaline Hydrographics in a Cedar Creek Mall. Put a custom finish on anything you want. Choose from over 1,000 different patterns and colors, including camos, wood grains, carbon fibers, and custom prints like flames, skull patterns, and flag scenes. They can customize your Harley parts, baseball helmets, and hard hats, guns and gun stocks, fishing poles, deer skulls, coat racks, you name it. Pretty much anything you can paint, they can put a custom pattern on for you. Adrenaline Hydrographics in the Cedar Creek Mall.
Tired of the hot summer heat? Time to get those ACs working. Head on in to Thunder Lube at their new location, 1015 South 17th Avenue in Wausau. Thunder Lube is a full-service center handling tires, brakes, exhaust, tune-ups, and much more. No appointment needed for oil changes. Get a punch card when you get a full service and get your 10th service free. That's Thunder Lube, complete auto service center, South 17th Avenue in Wausau.
Looking for the best burger in town? Check out Brews Brothers in Weston, just off Highway 29 at Camp Phillips exit. Voted best burger in Wausau 2014 and 2015. Fresh burger ground daily from country fresh meats, fresh buns, and 35 draft beers on tap from local and regional breweries. Enjoy fresh cut fries and chips made to order. Open 11 to 11 Sunday through Thursday and 11 to midnight Friday and Saturday. Brews Brothers, Camp Phillips Road in Weston.
Hi, Olympic gold medalist and professional beach volleyball player Misty May Trainer here with Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, reminding you to get moving every day.
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
You'll have more energy to dig into the things you like to do. Kick the soccer ball around,
ride your bike,
or dance in your room.
get up and play an hour a day, Doc. Check out how to be a player
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
at www.letsmove.gov. A message from the Ad Council and HHS.
Hey, we're back. We're back there, married guy. How's it going?
Well, it's going. It's going. I'm waking up a little bit more and more as we sit here and I drink my energy drink.
That's right.
Yep.
You know, we got our own energy drink. We should be drinking the
Verve.
The Verve.
Yeah.
It's a good energy drink. It doesn't give us the crash when we're done. We should be advertising that thing a little bit more.
Yeah.
Good. I'll have to bring it in. Do you drink energy drinks, Tim?
Generally, no.
This is a good one, actually. It's
You've seen my caffeinated beverage of choice.
yeah, I know. I see that. This is this one here has actually got some clinical studies and stuff behind it, and it's not the one we're drinking now, but the one that we normally drink, our energy drink, and it doesn't give you a crash, and it's all natural caffeines and things like that, so it's good for you.
Do I look like I drink or eat anything that's good for me?
Well, nobody can really see us on the air, so they can't tell that we all have bodies like The Rock, Dwayne The Rock. I was watching him last night. There was a lip sync thing on TV. It was a lip sync TV show about him and Jimmy Kimmel were on there doing some lip syncing. I don't know why. I was scanning through the channels and I hit it, and I have the grandkids this weekend, so I was kind of trying to take a break from watching the Mickey Mouse channel.
Oh. Hey, you know what? That reminds me. Today is my nephew's birthday.
That's right.
Your grandson. Yeah. That would be how that works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's the other thing that is very exciting about the fact that Brandon is now married, is I get more grandchildren. I mean, not that I had to really wait for him to get married, but, you know, I get some little hunters coming. I've got some hunters on the way.
Yeah.
That all depends if he behaves.
Yeah, so he doesn't lose
Beca-
anything that's important, you mean?
Well, that or he may not have the, he may not be given the opportunity to go down that road.
Yeah, you have a point there. I'm married. I know what that's like. So we were talking about the fact that his gal is actually a hunter, and, you know, getting women into the outdoors is
Very important.
very important. Yeah, she's pro bow hunting. We actually had a bow for her, and we had to send it back for some repairs. And then FedEx sent her bow to the wrong address. But our good sponsors at Expedition are helping us out. We're going to be getting another bow for her, and we'll have her shooting here in no time.
Yep.
Take her on some hunts with us.
And actually, that kind of worked out good for her because now she's going to get a more top of the line, newer model than what she had.
Well, yeah, she'll get one of the latest versions.
Yeah.
We
Are
got-
you talking about the bow or her husband?
yeah, she'll never get top of the line there anymore.
I don't think I ever was top of the line.
Yeah, she's got an old version.
Yeah.
Well, actually, she's got the new version of what I am. Yeah, so if you're looking at the versions of Big E, yeah, he'd be the latest model.
I think we're going backwards.
He said it. I didn't. I'll admit I was thinking it.
Oh, yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah. You know, I got a busy day because, you know, after we leave here, I got a few hours to burn, and then I have my first fantasy football draft. Some buddies at work talked me into joining this thing, and it's going to be interesting. I'm going to be winging it because I haven't been following up on the stuff that I'm, you know, supposed to, so I don't end up drafting these injured players. And
Well, football is actually something related to the outdoors, so let's talk about your fantasy football league for a little while.
well, I don't know much about it, so, you know, that's
I don't
about
either.
it.
Maybe we could get some people to call in and give us some tips on fantasy football, since you and I really don't know much about it.
Yeah. Well, I know Travis said he listens to this.
Travis.
Travis, one of the guys at work that talked me into this,
Oh, so he's our listener.
Well, he listens to this channel a lot, and if he's awake, he might actually be listening to this. And he said he was going to call in, which that makes me nervous because a lot of the guys at work.
Give him the number there. Then
Yeah, Travis, if you want to call in and give us a hard time, remember to keep it clean. But it's 715-298-9888.
Yes, there's 7 things we cannot say in the air, and you're gonna have to use your imagination because I sure in heck can't list them.
Well, then I'll list them. It's
No.
they're numbered 1 through 7.
Yeah, we have to be careful. So when you call in, Tim's got to keep his hand on the button over there just in case. Yeah. but yeah, this fantasy football thing. What is it? It's kind of you choose players, and then those are the ones you pick for the week, and if they do good, you get points. Is that how that works?
Well, yeah, I guess you pick them for the season, and then when it comes around to a bye week, whatever players you have, if their team is on a bye, you can go to your bench or something like that and move some players up so that they're actually playing, or you can trade. And
Oh, so you can't pick each week. You can't change your guys every week.
No, we pick now, and then it's up to us to actually be active enough in it that we trade and make sure that we have players that are actually active.
So what happens if a guy gets hurt? Can you move him?
You got to move them, or you can bring somebody up from the bench or trade for it. I mean, at least the way I understand it. I'm not exactly sure how it all works. I'm going to learn a lot today. Or maybe I won't. I'm not sure.
See, I would swear that way back when you were still a glimmer in my eye, that's way back, just so you know, I was in one of these things in Shawano, and we actually met every week. We got together and we picked guys, and we changed our guy. We had to turn in a list every week. We had to turn in a roster.
Well, yeah, before the internet, it was a lot of making phone calls and calling and saying, hey, I just got this many points. And
you know, it was before the internet. Just
Yeah.
I know you're trying to be funny, but
No, I'm not. I'm serious.
we still had cars, though. Stuff, but it was before the internet. We didn't really have much for cell phones either then.
Actually, you had better cars then.
We had faster cars, and they didn't gag when they hit 98 or whatever the heck it is with the governor now.
Well, it's 98 in the truck I have now, so I've read on the internet.
Good one, yeah.
Yeah.
So, any more races out at the raceway, or are they done now?
Oh, no, they're still going out there. Actually, on Thursday night when I went through there, they were still doing some races out there. But I don't know. I guess...
You talking at State Park?
Yeah. I thought they were coming close to the end out there.
Actually,
I
have
think
some
they just
kind
had the Lodi Memorial race this last Thursday.
Oh, yeah?
I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know, I work too much. I don't get a chance to pay attention to what I should.
Well, I watched just the tail end of NASCAR last night, so just enough to see who won.
I recorded that thing. I wanted to go home and watch it after work. And
Oh, so I won't say anything.
no, actually, it doesn't matter because
You already figured it out.
Well, we went out for one drink after work and ended up by seeing the highlights on TV. And now that I saw the highlights, I don't really care to watch the race.
Yeah. I wasn't really that excited about who won, but I know there's some people out there that are. Some people.
I'm missing the race right now.
What race?
They're at Spa this weekend. Formula One.
Oh, Formula.
It's live right now.
Oh, you're like that. You like that stuff. Huh?
Yes. So, according to the guide on the satellite provider, it'll be rebroadcast tonight at 7:00. So, I'll hopefully have something to watch this evening.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool. I never got into Formula One. I was into NASCAR and.
Well, there's
NASCAR.
There's the purpose-built track down in Austin. You can always see if you can't set up a hunt and plan it around. You got there you go. You've got hunting, you got racing, then you got a little more hunting, and then you can come home.
Yeah. Actually, my honeymoon is kind of built like that, minus the hunting. We're taking a trip down to the Bahamas, and then we're gonna do our best to hit a NASCAR race on the way home.
Can you believe that? Got his gal talked into that.
Oh, she wants to go. She's excited about
I
it.
haven't done a honeymoon yet. I got married last year, and I'm trying to figure out how to slip a hunt in on it, but I don't think that's a good idea. I've been getting kind of threatened.
Well, you try to slip a hunt in on everything, and
I know. I even slipped a hunt in on the garter toss.
oh boy,
I did,
Yeah.
Tim. I really did.
He did. He had an interesting garter toss. It was
It was a hunt. I hunted for the garter.
Oh,
or something.
I think we'll leave that one to.
To what?
It's what happens at the wedding reception stays at the wedding reception.
It leaves a lot for the people that are listening to use their imagination. But we played music, Fredbear, and I went on a hunt. And
It don't really stay on. It doesn't really stay at the wedding reception. We have video of it, and it's actually
online.
It's on the Big E Outfitters
Yeah,
Facebook
Well,
page.
then people can go there and they can get caught up on what you're referring to at that particular time and place when they feel the need.
Yeah, it's actually interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found some strange things. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. You know what else is going on today?
What?
8 o'clock tonight.
What?
A new TV series starts.
Now what?
Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh Lord!
It's like a prequel, like the events leading up to it. I believe that's what it is.
Well, that could actually be related to the outdoors too, when you really think about it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we think, what if? I think if that ever happened, us hunters would be the only ones that would make it. We would. We're the only ones that know how to use a weapon.
You know, I seen you had a sign on the door when we walked in. It said "No weapons allowed," and I wasn't sure if I was supposed to wait outside or not, because I see myself as a weapon.
Lord.
I'll go with I agree with the snicker.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, if your wife was here, she'd have to wait outside.
Yeah. She could actually be considered a deadly weapon.
Oh boy.
We'll take a break. Well, Brandon, you know what I can use after a long day out in the woods?
Yeah, good massage from These Hands Massage Therapy.
That's right. Massage isn't just for relaxation either. It's a health advantage. They work on rotator cuff injuries, low back, neck, sciatica, and lots of other injuries.
That's great for guys with a long list of injuries like you, and you can get a gift card for someone as well.
Yep. And mention the Big E radio show, you get $10 off your massage. They're open Monday through Saturday by appointment. These Hands Massage Therapy on 17th Avenue by Walgreens in Wausau.
Welcome to Blue Willow Cafe, where you'll find home cooking at its best. This cozy cafe offers an unforgettable breakfast that'll keep you coming back for more. Blue Willow's family-friendly atmosphere with made-from-scratch homemade food has become a favorite gathering place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Enjoy delicious homemade soups, pies, day-of-the-week specials, and more. All in smoke-free dining with family-friendly pricing. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Join us at Blue Willow Cafe, North 4th Avenue, Wausau.
When you're cruising down the road and watching wheels astray, call BRB Auto Body night or day.
Whether you had a run-in with a deer or something a little bigger, BRB Auto Body can make your car look like it just rolled off the assembly line. BRB Auto Body specializes in complete body and paint repair, fiberglass repair, and custom painting. At BRB Auto Body, you'll receive a complimentary loaner car while yours is being repaired. Plus, you can have pictures of your vehicle's progress emailed to you on a daily basis. BRB Auto Body also offers 24-hour towing and roadside assistance at 359-9792. The next time you need auto body repair, choose BRB Auto Body, located just 1/2 mile past the Cedar Creek Mall on Highway XX in Rothschild, and online at BRBAutoBodyInc.com.
Expect a quality job from BRB Auto Body. BRB Auto Body. BRB Auto Body.
Every single day, people just like you are leading happier, healthier lives by working out at Snap Fitness.
My name is Carol Wisey. I was overweight, not feeling so good about myself. I just woke up one morning and decided enough's enough. The hardest step is walking into that gym because I'm sure you're going to feel self-conscious. When I walked through the door for the first time, I can honestly tell you I did not feel that way. They have so many different membership options. You don't need to be locked into a long-term contract. My physical health since I started working out at Snap Fitness has changed dramatically. I have a lot more energy. I'm happier. It will change your life. It will change your family's life. I promise you, if you take that first step and join Snap Fitness, you will not regret it.
Summer is heating up. Snap Fitness is now offering summer for $99 or summer for free. Stop in Wausau, Weston, or Mosinee for a tour and more details. Take advantage of this deal while it's hot. Snap Fitness, locally owned and operated. Be well.
Hey, we're back. Hey, they just played that Snap Fitness commercial. You know that we need to get our butts back out there. You know.
Yeah, you could use the exercise.
Yeah. Yeah, me. I could, yeah, sure. They've got some really cool stuff. I talked to them at your wedding about changing their ad, because the summer's kind of over. And they've got some join for $8.95 and specials going on, and even some join for $1 deals going on. I don't even know, but I got to go out there because they're going to tape a new commercial. So I just thought I'd throw that out there for anybody that's listening. If you're looking for some really good deals, head on out there and check out Snap Fitness.
All right.
Yeah. I thought that'd be cool.
Well, to go out there and tape a new commercial with them, that's actually an excuse for us to get back over there and get back in the swing of things.
Yeah.
We've been a little bit busy the last little while and haven't really gotten over there.
Yep. And, getting on the thing for outdoors, guys are getting ready this time of year for bow hunting and
goose hunting, duck hunting,
all that kind of stuff, and going up, probably checking out their properties up north and things like that. And this kind of ties in with another guy that we picked up as a sponsor, and we've got his commercial taped and everything, but we weren't able to get him on. So I'm going to actually talk about him because he fits in. If you're getting ready, the guy with the shed shop.
Oh yeah.
They make those wood buildings that are, you just pick them up and then they drive them out. And when I was out there looking at them, you can use them for storage on your land, but what was really cool is they got some of them with windows and fireplaces, and then he had one out there that he walked me out into his woods in the back that he uses for a deer blind right now. It's big. It's one of the monster deer blinds. It's one you can live in if you wanted to. And he finished it. He put insulation and all that kind of stuff in, and he's got his little Ben Franklin fire wood
stove?
Yeah, a wood stove in there, and then he's got his hammock hanging in there and everything. So, he really roughs it when he's deer hunting. But those little wood buildings are pretty cool because you just pick out the one you want, and then they deliver it completely done. You don't have to be out there pounding nails in your hunting land and trying to figure out where to put this thing.
Does his have the front porch, the covered front porch too?
Yeah, they have the covered front porches, and yeah, you can get anything you want with them. They're kind of neat.
Should have him make a fishing shack.
You know what? That'd make a great fishing shack.
Actually, that'd be a good gift for me for the best man in the wedding. He put in a lot of. He helped out a lot. Let's just say that. He spent quite a bit at the bachelor party and all that, and maybe that'd be a good gift for me this year. Get him a ice fishing shack built
from the shed shop.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
That'd make it good.
That'd
That'd be a top of the line ice fishing shack. Let me tell you, he'd be able to use it for more than an ice fishing shack. It'd be great for anything, garden sheds and parking your lawnmowers and four-wheelers in, or actually when you get in trouble with the wife, Brandon.
I was just going to say that.
Go out and live in it.
Yeah, a good doghouse.
Yeah, you can put your name on it and go right on out there. So, again, we were talking about those guys that call in and, to the show before us, and even ours, they talk about all silly do-gooder ideas for animals and things that do and don't work. But being good to animals is part of a hunter's job. I mean, all hunters are good, and I mean, you see an animal, and I mean, how many times have you and I stopped and helped a deer that was stuck in one of them fences along the highway out?
Yeah.
Because we don't like to see them suffer. And my wife is a very, very humane person, and in fact, I got to tell you a little bit about what she did one time when we were on the road. Do you remember the time when she called us and she said that, you know, it was raining and everything, and the neighbors were gone camping, and their cat was outside? Remember?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And then she went over, and she said the neighbor's cat was meowing. It was on the porch, and it had somehow gotten out or jumped out the window that they had left open for air or whatever. And she's so nice. She went over and let the cat in. And when the neighbors got home, and then they found out that wasn't their cat. It was just some tomcat that wanted to get in the house at their cat. But it's nice of her anyway, you know.
Wait, she took it into her house, or did she
No,
actually...
she let it in the neighbor's house. It just wanted to get in. You know.
That was nice of her, yeah.
Yeah, I was standing there meowing and stuff on their porch and wanted to get in. And so she said, geez, the neighbors must have left the cat out and didn't.
And so now the neighbors have kittens.
Yeah, amongst other things that might have happened in there, you know. So she went over and opened the door and let the cat in for him. Lock your doors when you leave, people. There's more than one reason. You never know. You never know. Come home and you find a skunk in the house. You wonder how it got there.
Yeah, let your cat in.
Yeah, let your cat in. You have the prettiest cat. It has these nice white stripes down its back.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Wonder how many people out there have silly stories like that. I like to hear them. The phone lines are very quiet in the morning here. You know that?
They are, yeah.
Especially in the first hour.
I mean, you got to kind of carry us a little bit too, because I'm still trying to wake up. I mean, I know you go to bed early because you're getting up there in age, so you're probably wide awake.
Yeah,
right
and
now.
it's been a long time since you've been on a hunt.
It has been a while since I've been on a hunt. Yeah,
because you don't really go anywhere with me anymore. It's all right. I had your Uncle Brad call last week. Not last week, week before. You know that, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
No,
I had Brad call in. We shared some stories about things that have happened. We talked about when I sent him up the mountain and he put all the red pieces of tape on the sides of the tree on his way up the mountain, but then he couldn't find them on the way down.
Couldn't see him on the way out. Yeah. Honk your horn.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Did you talk about that?
That was cruel.
Yeah.
No, it was funny. It was funny. Yeah, we.
No.
Did you hear it? No. I'm like, don't honk the horn. I was just telling him we did. Oh yeah, that was great. But through it all, I don't know. We still get along.
He just knows better than to go hunting with you again.
Yeah, he hasn't gone. You know what? He hasn't gone since.
Huh. You're right.
Huh. I do have a little bit of a my humor is kind of a mean streak. So
I think that runs in our blood.
Yeah. When we went out, you know, there's a lot of folks that want to go out west and go elk hunting, and they think that, you know, it's going to cost an arm and a leg, and that's the one thing about us that we have figured out. You know, there's all kinds of different levels of hunting, and we went out and actually figured out where to go out to Colorado and do it on a do-it-yourself basis.
Yeah,
and actually have
public land hunting.
Public land and actually have a pretty good time.
Mm-hmm.
We do probably better than most on the average for coming back with animals, but it's still not you're still not going to get the monsters that you can get if you go.
Well, it's like one of them articles that we wrote,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
way back when about enjoying the trip. You know, if you enjoy the trip in the first place, taking out is icing on the cake.
Right.
But if you go out there and you think that a successful trip is only if you tag out and get an animal, you might be disappointed when you come home.
Right.
So,
yeah. But I mean, you go out to Colorado, and you know, I'll just tell anybody that's looking to go out there and wants to try a hunt, if you get on our Facebook page, Big E Outdoor Radio, or get a hold of us through a text message or something like that. We'll be glad to share with you some good spots to go out there. Public land where you can go, and there's some nice cabins out there to stay at, Taylor Park Reservoir.
Yep.
And you can go on out there and really enjoy a great hunt. Take your family along and see a lot of elk if you do it right. You don't have to go out there and pay big money to do it. You'll be more successful if you have a guide, but it can be done. It can be done.
Yeah, actually, we used to have a lot of the guides and outfitters out there follow us around and see where we were scouting, because we were having pretty good success ourselves, and some of those guys out there were watching where we were going and wondering how we were getting up there without having horses. And
we would go out there a couple weeks early and scout and watch these elk and see where they were moving. And the funny thing is that 2 weeks before season, the place where we hunt, the whole area is nothing but
ATVs.
ATV haven. It's people running dirt bikes and ATVs. It's wild out there. People camping, and the elk don't care.
They're used to it.
Now, before we had gone out there and done that, we would go out there during elk season, and we'd see somebody riding around an ATV or a dirt bike, and we would just have a fit. We'd think, oh, God, they're screwing it up, and they're. But go out there before the season and watch what goes on. It's natural.
Yeah, the elk, the mule deer, everything out there, they're used to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we would sit out there and we were scouting, and in the evening, these guys are ripping around. They're coming out of these trails with their ATVs and dirt bikes. And 20 minutes later, the elk come out on the same trail.
Yeah.
So that's when we realized, I guess we really don't have to worry about the guys in the ATVs and the dirt bikes out here anymore. That's for sure. They definitely are living together out there. So we seen quite a few animals. We had a good time.
We gotta plan our next trip out there to do that public land hunt.
30. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
You know that David Craner from Taylor Park actually got in touch with me the other day?
Yeah. What did he have to say? Is he still living out there?
No, he's living somewhere in Minnesota cooking. So, yeah.
He went from hunting to cooking.
Yep. Let's take a quick break here, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about out west hunting.
Big E Outdoors, located at Cedar Creek, is reopening its doors soon after its new remodeling. Home to the area's first and only big game hunting museum, with educational exhibits displaying animals from around the world and facts around the hunters' contributions to their survival. Pick up some unique souvenirs and gifts from the museum and from the Big E TV shows. Meet the pro staff from Big E TV and Big E Outdoor Radio. A great place to stop in with the whole family. And while you're there, book your next hunting trip with the Big E Outdoors Professional Hunters. With over 21 personal hunting destinations worldwide, you'll be sure to find a quality getaway with the Big E Outdoors destinations. Big E Outdoors is also home to Adrenaline Hydrographic. Check us out online at BigEOutfitters.com and register to win a free hunt. Big E Outdoors at Cedar Creek.
Rejection is one of our biggest fears. As humans, our greatest need is to be accepted. So when Ben walked into Jim Krishock Jewelers and met with Jody, he was looking for someone to accept him. You see, Ben was head over heels in love with Amanda, and he wanted to give her the diamond engagement ring of her dreams. But he didn't feel good about his credit, and he didn't feel good about a past jewelry shopping experience where another jeweler wouldn't even give him the time of day. But Jody had a different attitude. Instead, she went right to work on getting a credit application filled out. And before he knew it, he was approved for, well, a lot more than he thought he would be. That's total acceptance. So Jody walked him over to the diamond case, and he picked out the ring that would knock Amanda off her feet. We're Jim Krishock Jewelers, and when you walk in here, you know you'll find it. And you'll be accepted. We're in front of Best Buy on Rib Mountain Drive, and nobody does I do like we do.
Hey, it's Mike with Auto Trim and Sign here in Wausau. You already know we do the fun stuff on vehicles. We can also help your business, whether it's simple lettering, company decals, or even a vehicle wrap. Auto Trim and Sign can design and install graphics perfect for your business. Your car, truck, trailer, big rig, or your company's entire fleet will be in good hands. Check out our website, autotrimofwausau.com, or call us at 715-842-9114.
College softball players Mallory Holtzman and Liz Wallace know winning isn't everything.
It's how you hold your head at the end of the game and how you walk off the field.
These two athletes carried their opponent around the bases after she injured herself hitting the winning home run.
Whether you win or lose on the field, if you did the right thing, then you did win.
And they showed us the right thing is sportsmanship. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Attention, Central Wisconsin. There's a huge hail sale going on right now at Stark GM of Merrill. There's just a little damage to some cars on our lot, but there's big savings to be had throughout. Come take a look at all you get. Here are just a couple examples. How about a 2014 GM certified Chevy Cruze for just $11,988 or $188 a month with no down payment? That's right, $11,988 or $188 a month with zero down. Or choose from a selection of 2014 GM certified Impalas. Yes, just $11,988 or $188 a month with no down payment. So come to Stark GM of Merrill or visit us at www.starkmerrill.com and enjoy huge hail savings on over 150 vehicles in stock. Hurry! First come, first served. Plus tax title license and fees. Selling price $11,988. $188 a month. Zero down. 72 months at 2.99% for well-qualified buyers. Only while supplies last. See dealer for details.
Hey, welcome back. We during the break, I was just checking in, Brandon. I haven't got an answer back. I was just checking in with our outfitter from Alaska.
Oh, yeah. How is he doing?
He's doing all right. I actually had a conversation with him on the phone the other day.
Yeah.
He's got to have surgery and things like that. You know, they had to keep his leg open because of the he broke his bone so bad that they had to put plates and screws and things like that in there. So then they have to keep that open because the swelling was so bad, you know, that they can't. They got a compartment syndrome is whatever they call that. You know, if they close it up too soon, you get infection and stuff. So they couldn't close it, and now he has to go back for like 3-4 more surgeries, including some of it will be skin grafting and reconstructive surgery and things like that. But he ain't gonna be climbing any mountains for a while, that's for sure.
You know, that's a guy that actually has his pilot's license.
Yeah, speaking of that, we were talking about getting ours.
Yeah.
He said that he doesn't really remember exactly what happened. The last thing he remembered was he seen some big moose, and he dipped down low into this swamp area to circle to get a better look at him. And then he was coming back up out of it, and he thinks what happened is as he was coming out of it, he was looking back at him, that he might have caught, you know, they get them goofy downdrafts in the wind, and it must have made him dip just enough, and he probably caught the top of a tree or something, and that flipped him down into him, and that was it.
Oh, he actually flipped it.
Well, he doesn't know. He just knows that last thing he knows, he was looking at that moose, and the next thing he knows, he was crawling out of a plane wreckage on the ground. And, get this. This is great. I hope he calls in, because I texted him to see if he wanted to call in, because the story is better coming from him. But he's on the ground, and they've got these locators. Remember, Tim? I told Tim during the break or the last couple weeks ago that I thought they'd found him with these locators that automatically go off when he hit. His didn't go off.
So they go off when they're not supposed to.
Yeah,
because it happened to him once before.
Yeah, and it didn't. His did not go off. And so he is on the ground, and he crawls out, and found his cell phone, his sat phone. His cell phone was crushed, so he found his sat phone and called out on his sat phone. So they're coming looking for him, and he knew the general area where he was. He knows his areas, usually where he's flying pretty good. So he had a grid within like 3 to 5 miles where he was, which evidently 3 to 5 miles is close enough when they're looking for you with a Black Hawk and stuff. So he's telling them they need to hurry up and get out there because it's getting dark, and he's got a brown bear in the brush behind him snapping at him. He's laying on the ground, can't move because his leg. He said and he said they could hear it. He's like, you guys got to hurry because he's laying on the ground, and this brown bear circling him, just snapping and moving around the trees, and he's got no way to protect himself.
Oh, boy. Well, I hope he calls in. I actually want to hear that coming from him because those kinds of stories are better coming from the guy who was actually there.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then he said the Black Hawk flew over, and they just missed him. He could hear him. And then he had to wait. It took him like another hour or so before they came back. They were doing that grid search thing. And then they finally came down, and then they had to stabilize him because of his condition. And he was pretty rough shape by that time. And then they hoisted him up out of there, with the gurney. They hoisted him up out of the trees and got him out of there.
I can imagine how bad I would have been panicking if I couldn't move and I knew there was a brown bear that close. I'd have figured that this is it.
I asked him if he had insurance on the plane. He said no. So now he's in the process. And I said, "You're going to fly again?" He goes, "Yeah, I got to. As soon as I get out of here, I got to get another plane and get going."
What a guy. That's awesome.
Yeah. I guess if you do that for a living, just another day. Something about it with me, having a wreck in a truck is one thing, but that whole plane thing kind of spooks me a bit.
Did you ever ride with him?
No.
No? Do you want to now?
No.
I do. I do.
Actually, I don't have really a fear of flying with the guy. I know that he's a great pilot and everything, and I know that likely when he's scouting for things like that, he's probably more at risk than he is if he's flying a client to and from a base camp and things like that. When he's scouting and he's all alone, it's kind of like, like when we're out there scouting and doing stuff, you have to do things to try to find animals for the clients and that that you just normally don't do when you have clients with you. So,
well, yeah.
I would imagine that you wouldn't have to worry about those kind of things when you're flying with him. So.
I would fly with him. I would look forward to flying with him, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take risks. If you're not living, you're dying.
Yeah, I guess that would be.
Yeah.
Those are your choices, anyhow.
Well, it can't be any worse than riding with Brandon over here.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Riding with Brandon is always taking your life in your hand.
Hey, you know what? I think I'm a pretty good driver. I mean,
he hasn't killed anybody yet. So.
You got to talk right in the mic there, Zach.
Yeah.
He hasn't killed anybody yet, so it can't be that bad.
Yet, that's the key. So,
don't knock my driving, buddy.
No,
because I will cut you off on the highway.
You know what? I really think that it wouldn't be a bad idea to get you a pilot license. To be honest with you, just think of the time that would save us getting to and from our hunting locations.
Imagine how fast I could get to work if I had a plane.
Do you know that in the off season, or when he's not flying hunters, do you know how much money he makes flying other things like cargo and stuff like that? Things
I believe it.
Yeah, he makes a lot of extra cash on the side. There's always people that need stuff delivered via plane, like the drug cartel, and no, I'm just kidding.
Well, actually, in Alaska, I imagine having a plane is a big deal because it's pretty big country out there.
Yep. So, yeah, I just thought it was interesting listening to him, but he is up and he's in a wheelchair now and he's moving around, and he called me and we visited a little bit, and it was nice to hear his voice and hear that.
Oh.
Just hear that he's doing all right, But now he's got some hunt openings actually coming up here in the next week or so. I mean, if anybody's listening and is looking for a last-minute hunt, he's got it guaranteed. He's going to 100% guarantee the hunt. A goat hunt, mountain goat. It's $9,000, but it's 100% guarantee.
Did these openings come about after the plane crash?
No,
and somebody learned that they didn't want to fly.
No. It was a guy that had canceled right before it. So if anybody's looking for hunts like that, but he's got some openings for brown bear, things like that. You know, some of his buddies that are guides up there that are friends of his are going to pick up the slack and help him out. So, let's see, he hunts some really private, exclusive land up there. So if you're looking for some good places to hunt.
I wonder if he can do any sweet tricks with his wheelchair.
He probably hasn't learned them yet, but he'd be the kind of guy that would practice that kind of thing.
Well, yeah. If I had a wheelchair and I was confined to it for a little bit, I'd probably end up back in the hospital.
Likely you would.
Yeah. Well, like the other day, you know, we had Brantley out there taking his bike and his little battery-powered tractor and his four-wheeler over a jump in the yard. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got to watch Uncle wipe out on a bike. I haven't been on a bike for probably 10 years. Of course, I had to try and pop a wheelie. And
being that you were driving Nana's bike, you probably shouldn't talk about that on the air.
Well, I tried to drive your bike. Your handlebars are so loose. I don't know how you can drive it. A guy with a neck injury like you've had in the past, I can't believe you actually drive that thing around.
Hey, it gets the job done.
Yeah. Well, actually, after your accident, now you haven't been back on a motorcycle. You actually go on a pedal bike. That's how scared you were.
I actually probably never will be back on a motorcycle.
You're just a chicken. You got to get back on the horse.
I think what I'm going to do is get a motorhome. That's what I think I'm going to get.
How did we go from you wanted a... I mean, you're on a...
Look, I look like a
Harley.
Just think about the things you can do in a motorhome.
Sleep.
Just you
drive.
Can go anywhere, cruise, and just chill out, and you got a place to crash. And we'll go see the Grand Canyon. Didn't you ever see National Lampoon?
You are getting old. You don't even want another bike now. You just want to cruise around in a motorhome.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know, well, look at it this way, Brandon. You'll get a free place to stay.
Yeah. You follow on the bike, I'll drive the motorhome.
He won't be following on the bike.
Oh, yeah, when he gets kicked out of the house, you mean?
No. I mean, who's going to be your chauffeur?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I actually do most of the driving when we go on trips because you're worse than a teenager with your phone. You're texting and driving and Facebooking and driving, and you got that Twitter and Instagram and all that new stuff that I don't even have. I remember driving down the road with you, and I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm Instagramming. This is cool. You should try this.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck is that?
Well,
you're texting and
I'm texting
talking on the radio right now.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm actually talking to one of our sponsors.
Well.
I'm actually talking to the guy from Expedition. I'm trying to get him to call us.
All right.
He throws all them fingers at me from over there.
He's throwing up gang signs at you. I don't know what this is.
I guess it means we're going to be taking a break, and we'll come back, and hopefully we'll have us a couple of callers by that time. So, all right. Be right back.